You know those words, they hurt me. Found out what made me angry, then use it to your ability. Now you're trying to avoid me. You're the big problem here, a bully to many for so many years. Now shut your mouth, close your ears. Never learned your lesson and nobody cares. That's what you're here for. Here to make me miserable, I know. You can try to fit, but hurt me, but call me the same to get you now. So unforgivable, I know. You're all my childhood. You hurt me and do it all over again. You're all my childhood. You hurt me and do it all over again. You always made sure I was last. Never was anyone's friend in class. You always seemed angry and mad, but I know deep down you are so sad. You are so sad. Happy people don't do shit like that. So stop dragging me down. So stop dragging me down. That's what you're here for. It's so make me miserable, I know. You can try to fit. You hurt me to call me the same and to get you know. And it's so unforgivable, I know. You fool my childhood. You hurt me and do it all over again. You're all my childhood. You hurt me and do it all over again. And you know,
Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
When I see you there, and my heart goes blind. When I see you there, and my heart goes blind.
Every little thing you do, it gets me thinking. By another shot, you got me drinking. Girl, you shut me down and there's no witness. Got me in my feels, she would never listen. All the alcohol is in my liver. I guess I lost and you're the winner. Missing your touch, you were a good kisser. I was born a saint, but now I'm a sinner. Falling, falling for you. For you, for you. Falling for you. Falling for you, for you, for you. All the times with you, they just fly by. All the memories pop up on my timeline. Changing colors on me like your tie-dye. Got me falling for you, I ain't like a sky. Still in another dimension. Can't sleep on my nights fast. Say, girl, you were my best friend. Ooh, it gets me thinking. By another side, you got me drinking. So you show me down and there's no witness. Got me in my feels, she would never listen. All the alcohol is in my liver. It's a lost, she on the winner. Missing your touch, you want a kiss. Her first voice sing, but now I'm a sinner. Falling for you. For you. For you. For you. Falling for you. For you. For you.
Don't play with my heart. Just let me go. Please let me go. You like to love so hard and then you throw it away. You like to open fast and then you blame it on me. Someone I can never be with. You joke about my flaws and weaknesses. And then just throw it away. Blame it on me. About it was, yes, you never really cared because you said your parents never gave you hugs, and as a child you were never loved. You then you threw it away. You left to open skies, and then you blame it on me. Someone I can never be with. You joke about my flaws and weaknesses.
Hey, hello everybody, and welcome back to another Valhallan Campbell live stream. And ladies and gentlemen, it is Monday night. I know it feels like forever since we've been here, even though it was just a week. But since that past week, obviously we had Thanksgiving. So happy late Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you had a good dinner. Hope your time with family and friends was well spent. But it is a very special night for us tonight here at Valhallan Campbell because we have Fortnite builds the final week of the fall season. technically kind of finals, technically not. But these are the final 2 drops of the fall season. So there are a lot of stakes on the line. Now, with that being said, let me introduce you to our teams. Our primary team that we'll be watching tonight, a team that has a very good chance to take home their division, to potentially take home a banner. Coach Kyle's 10 millionth banner is going to be the corrupt Capybaras. And that team is composed of Gavin, aka Novel Movie, and Cohen, aka Split Potato. Our second team is the team that also has a very solid shot. They're going to have to perform pretty well tonight, but obviously anything is possible. And that is a Division 1 team of the Chefs. And that team is composed of Jack, aka Chef Jack, and Zarek, aka Z-Fight. And finally, most importantly, not least, is our third team. Also, still very much in that Division 1 running. Again, still anything is possible for this team, and that is the Famous People. That team is composed of Brady, aka BL Mace, and Miko, aka SRW Miko. So there's going to be a lot of intense action going on tonight. A lot of hope, a lot of madness going on. For those of you that may or may not know, Fortnite just had a new season, so huge update. A lot of things changed. There's a new map, a whole new bunch of weapons, a whole new bunch of stuff that I don't know about. So, you guys know we're going to learn together. Now, luckily, I do have a pretty foundational base of information of what stuff's going to look like and certain changes and all that fun stuff. But we're no longer with The Simpsons. We are in a whole new map, a whole new season. So as things come up, I will do my best to talk to you about them and kind of explain them. Some of them are going to be a little more self-explanatory. Some of them going to be a little bit more complicated. So you have to beg or pardon me, as obviously I will do my best. But you may or may not know that I am the Rocket League coach, so I don't know everything about Fortnite. Obviously, I do my best for you guys, and there is arguably the biggest change, I would say, just a big one, is that the battle bus is no longer. So as we get swapped on over here and actually start to take a look at some of these matches, we will see that the battle bus is no longer, and that the players will be surfing into the map. But we have our primary team of the corrupt Capybaras are actually already about to drop. So we're going to get swapped on over and tune into some high action Fortnite. Alrighty, and here we go. Again, this is a team composed up of a Gavin, aka Novel Movie, and Cohen, aka Split Potato. So a lot of things riding on this team. You guys know we've seen this team numerous times now, especially they are performing very well in Division 3. But this is a team that we talk about very often as being one of the most consistent teams here. So it's going to be really important for them to keep that consistency up. Obviously, you've heard me and Coach Kyle talk about it before, the challenges, the changes, everything you have to be aware of as a new season happens. And unfortunately for our players, it happened right at the final week of playoffs here. So we are going to see adaptation be on an all-time high, awareness have to be on an all-time high, and communication have to be on an all-time high to make sure that these players are ready to go. And it looks like here that Gavin and Cohen are going to drop very early. Don't really want to get contested early on here. Going to drop close to that tidal wave that brought them in. And now this map is a little bit bigger than The Simpsons and has a little bit more long-range weapons. So there will be some very different changes that you guys will see, even just in the way that these teams are going to take engagements. Things will be, I would say, honestly, probably a little bit slower. You heard me talk a lot about the kill time in the last season A lot of the players kind of struggle to adapt to that, but I suspect that it's going to slow down a little bit here and that we will start to see some of our long-range players start to do much better. And we already see, I believe we're watching Gavin right now. We already see him display one of those new weapons that kind of twin, I don't know what it's called, the twin shotgun, where he's essentially dual-wielding shotgun. So it'll be very interesting to see. And again, like I said, I don't know a lot of these weapons. I don't know a lot about the new items and all that fun stuff. So we're going to learn together and see what's good, see what's not good. I'm going to try to give my unbiased opinion about what I think could be good and what looks like it could not be so good. So bear with me a little bit. Bear with me a little bit. And it does look like all of our teams have dropped. So, of course, you guys know that we will swap on through to make sure that we're taking a peek at everyone, see how everyone's doing. But for the most part, we are going to stay on Cohen and Gavin for quite a while. So the goal is to be in their corner, to be rooting for them as they hopefully can get the job done here. And in an ideal world, take home Coach Kyle's bajillionth banner. I see another new item, the Enforcer AR, the twin hammer shotgun. That's what that shotgun's called. We see two new weapons here in Gavin's loadout. And we haven't seen a lot of other new items so far. Obviously, we're seeing shockwaves, which are a very standard item, and then minis and a med kit. So very standard here. Let's take a quick look at his teammate Cohen's loadout. And we see, it looks like Cohen also maybe carrying that Enforcer AR. I think that's what the little image is. I can't totally tell. I have no idea what that shotgun is called. So we're seeing a new shotgun. And then we're seeing the wingsuit. So a little bit of a new movement item here that I would anticipate we're going to see Cohen display. I would say a very good movement item. Arguably one of the best in the season, maybe next to shockwaves. Very good. Very good way to get around the map. Does have a little bit of a weakness as it puts you up in the air and obviously can be a target for other teams that are potentially farther away. But I suspect that we will get to see them use that at some point here. And it looks like they are going to potentially loot up a little bit left here of... I can't really see the name of this POI. It's kind of blocked. And I'm surprised. Oh, we actually do see some footsteps. Gavin going to take a couple shots. Cohen going to open that door out as well. And Cohen actually lands a shot. And it looks like they're going to take this engagement. Cohen's going to find a knock on one of them. Can they find the other? And it looks like they are, as that is the opening kills for Gavin and Cohen in this drop. And this is the kind of gameplay that you expect to see from this team. Gavin and Cohen, again, we talked about it. So consistent, so good at the kind of style of Fortnite that they want to play. And we see them take an early engagement here and dominate that. No fear in their minds. I don't even think either of them took a shot of damage. So that is definitely the way that they wanted to start out. Not only this drop after a week break, but this new season, all of these new changes gives them a very good start and a very good confidence boost to make sure that they are still doing what they are going to do here. And we see potentially two guns that Cohen is carrying. It looks like we see he's carrying the Deadeye assault rifle. And then looks like maybe also the iron pump shotgun. So have to keep an eye on some of these new weapons and see what the rates of fire are and see how much damage they do. Obviously, once they are in game here, but Cohen and Gavin really trying to maximize materials here. I'm surprised we haven't seen Cohen drink this final mini. I'm not really sure why he hasn't just taken the couple seconds to do that yet. I don't know if they've maybe calmed for him not to do that and they want to save it for some reason, or really what the tactic is with that. But nevertheless, I'm not the player. I'm just the caster that calls things out. While these guys farm up a little bit, because I want to make sure we have a chance to see our other teams, we're going to switch on over to the chefs and see how those guys are doing early in their drop number 1. Looks like maybe we switched the chefs at the right time, as in a little bit of an engagement here. Like we actually see the wingsuit here. Currently watching Zarek's perspectives. He landed a couple shots on that player with the wingsuit here. Gonna take some storm damage. Gonna try and find some more loot. Gonna find a purple twin hammer shotgun. So arguably might have been worth it, but he does not have any movement items. He's gonna take quite a bit of damage from the storm here, but luckily he does have that med kit, so he'll be able to get back up to full once he does get out of the storm. And we see them take high ground. Obviously, bushes have been changed back to normal. But from what it looks like, they could be in an interesting position here. Looks like they might be in a pinch, just using some references based off of the last information that I got based off where they were running. But so far so good for the chefs. And now real quick we're gonna switch back over to, or we're gonna switch on over to famous people and see how they're doing for a little bit. Alright, and as we switch on over to watch Miko's perspective here, we see him firing a couple shots, gonna back up and try to lock in some high ground with his teammate Brady here. As trying to get some intel. No shots fired quite yet. And now we're gonna see a live action of that wingsuit here take place. As it looks like Miko and Brady are actually going to force this engagement and catch a team out that's in the storm. And I don't know, I didn't see the kill feed, so I don't know if Brady actually got credit for that kill, but there is a bunch of loot on the ground. Miko does land one shot, and now he's going to push into that storm. Let's see if they can clean up this team and get themselves a couple kills here. And it looks like Cohen has actually been knocked from the corrupt Capybara, so just Gavin alive. He's going to have to maintain and potentially try to reboot his teammate here, as we see Miko and Brady actually decide to get out, use some movement items, as Miko lands a big 58 shot, and they have height on this team, although we see some more movement items get used. We see that wingsuit really get used there, just how effective it is, as his other players trying to just maintain height, and Miko's vision is getting a little blocked because he's in the water. He can't find his way out. He finally does, and just can't find any shots. Brady not far to the right of him here as they continue to push this team. And you almost assume that this team went into the tunnel here, so Miko and Brady have to be very selective if they're going to take this engagement. Miko does take a couple bullets of damage there. Nothing crazy, and he's going to use that wingsuit. Maybe going to try and drop in onto them. No. Looks like maybe Miko's just going to get out here. Going to get over to the labs. But I don't know if Brady is with him. Actually, Brady was knocked. Excuse me. I don't know how I missed that. Brady actually got knocked, I believe, in that tunnel engagement. So, and Miko just trying to survive, trying to buy himself a little bit of time at this point. And with that being said, while Miko tries to calm himself down, we're going to tune back in to the corrupt Capybaras and see how those guys are doing. And again, like I said in the update, Cohen was actually knocked. So it is just Gavin. And it looks like he wanted to try to use that wingsuit, but maybe he didn't realize the mechanics there that is based off of some physics and momentum. So hits the ground a little early, doesn't get as much out of it, but is going to get this reboot card here. Doesn't have any minis, but that wingsuit is recharged, or doesn't have any shockwaves, excuse me. Actually, he does find one on the ground, and is going to try and use this wingsuit to potentially get himself back out of the circle. Doesn't take a lot of damage here. Again, we're seeing him just not use this wingsuit to its full effectiveness. Maybe afraid that he's going to mess it up and would rather play safe, as that shockwave is going to carry him all the way back into the safe zone outside of the storm. And now he's going to medkit up. And now we might actually get to see one of the other big new features of this season, which is some of the reboots are drivable. So we will have to see. Oh, a little unlucky. Watch out for that tree, y'all. And it looks like this reboot is drivable. But just going to make sure he can get the res on Cohen first before puts himself in a situation that he doesn't need to be. And although he takes a lot of damage, goes down to 57 health, and now Gavin's going to have to make a decision, and he does decide to drive the reboot here. Maybe tries to land a hit, though, and someone jumps onto his reboot. Now, he has the opportunity to separate him quite a bit from his teammate, although seeing some struggle of driving it, he's going to decide to get out and just try to use that wingsuit instead. Maybe going to try and find another reboot van in the area, as he does see one. But that little logo on the map means that that is a player that has defeated a boss. So that is something that they're going to have to be aware of. That Gavin is going to have to be aware of here as he tries to hunker down and heal himself back up here. And unfortunately, it looks like Cohen and Matthew's drop is going to end a little sooner than they would like, as they're going to fall into 10th place. But luckily for them, they still have another drop, and we still have teams alive. So let's tune into the chefs and see how they're doing. Actually, it looks like the chefs might have just died as well. So let's tune into famous people, see if they're still alive. Unfortunately, I believe that is it for all of our stream teams, as it looks like they have all been eliminated from their drop number 1. So I'd anticipate a lot of teams got similar places to where the corrupt Capybaras got. Now, obviously, we don't know for sure. We know that corrupt Capybaras got a 10th place finish with a few kills in their basket. So huge shout out to those guys. Now, luckily, they don't have to panic. They don't have to worry. They don't have to do anything like that. As with the rules of the league here, the lowest performance in drops does get dropped. If that, well, that was a lot of drops. That makes sense. So essentially, these teams have 4 drops throughout 2 weeks. So 2, not last week, but the week before, and 2 this week. Whichever performance is the worst, that one will get deleted, will not count, and their placement points from the regular season will count instead of that. So even though I know that these guys are not satisfied with that drop, this is a team that very often breaks into the top 5, if not higher, even though they got top 10, which is still very good. not the level of standard or consistency we expect to see from this team. So I know that they're going to be beating themselves up a little bit. They're just going to have to calm down and make sure they continue to play their game. Even though they got that huge confidence boost early on in that drop number 1, we saw them get that do away. They have to make sure that they continue to play smart here. Obviously, that new season has a lot of things going on. So, and it looks like here, I can't totally tell, but it looks like one of our teams may still be alive. As it looks like the goats here could actually still be up in their drop. So, obviously, Valhallan Camp Hill overall not doing terrible tonight. Is again, some players are still alive. So, from a little bit of a distance, we'll be rooting for the goats, and hopefully they can perform well and maybe get a victory royale. That would be huge for their placement here as they try to battle their way back into the playoff picture, or into the banner picture. That's probably better terminology. Just the hard thing about the changes is because of the timing of these changes, a lot of players, while have had some time to experience them and play matches in them and everything, they haven't had a lot of time. So, some might have had a couple days, some might have had a week. It's really hard to judge. Now, obviously, with Thanksgiving being last week, I would hope that a lot of the kids didn't have school and that they were able to get some good quality Fortnite time in. That's just me personally. I know that's what I would have done if I was them, but really interesting to see how they have to adapt to this new season. And of course, that's always the big challenge. Adaptation is always very hard, especially when you're doing well in one season and then you have to completely change your play style. It'll be very interesting to see how these teams are going to do in drop number 2, and if things are going to continue to go well, or if we're going to see some more struggles of placements. And this is the first ever competitive placement with this new map, with this new season for these players. So still working out some kinks, trying to find things that work, trying to find things that don't. All very important. As we see, I know you guys can't see, but I can see that it looks like the goats just got another kill as they continue to light up their drop. And maybe we'll try to get an update on placement for them, how many players are left in their lobby, because it seems like, I know you guys can't really tell, I'm looking right over the camera, or kind of right to the side, but I can see one of their monitors, and it seems like they are doing very well, as it looks like they might have just encountered another engagement, and I think got a knock, so they are on fire. They are battling for this Division 1 banner. And that's really the thing I want to talk about all of our Division 1 teams. Now, the Capybaras are our only Division 3 team, and they are the favorites to take it all home. So, a little different there. But in Division 1, it is still, while there does have to be some chaos, still pretty much anyone's banner here. Still very much up in the air. So, the goats really want to make sure that they're performing well, that they're doing well, that they're putting their all into these matches to make sure that even if they don't win, they can climb in the ranks and still be proud of themselves for how well they perform. Not only throughout the whole season, but through all the challenges, all the changes, everything. We've had 3 different maps in one season of VHEL. If you guys remember, at the very beginning, we had, oh gosh, I don't know the chapter and season number, but we had a beginning season. Now, into playoffs, into the couple weeks before playoffs, we had the Homer season, or the Simpsons season, and now, this being the final week, we have this brand new season. So, a lot of changes, a lot of things going on. And I think that's also an testament to Coach Kyle, as how much work, how much time, how much everything that he's willing to put in to make sure that all of the players here are ready to go, are developed, have no surprises, no mystery, that they are going to do their best, and ultimately, that's what's the most important. And I just want to shout out all of our teams, not only the Capybaras, the Chefs, and the famous people, but all of our teams for having a great season, for sticking in there, going through all the challenges, and continuing to perform, continuing to show up. It shows dedication, reminds me a lot about traditional sports, and at the end of the day, esports is about learning, it's about growth, it's about teachable moments, and these players, these students are getting taught anything and everything they can be, and we are seeing them apply it live with this new season of Fortnite. As the GOATs are still alive here, we continue to peek right past you guys and watch their drop. It seems like I can't imagine there's many players left in this Division 1 drop, so couldn't imagine it's got much longer left. Hopefully there's 12 people left. Just got the update. 12 people, so 10 people not counting the GOATs. And this is a team that we saw do very well at the beginning of the season, but then really kind of struggled with that season update of The Simpsons. Really fell quite a bit, and now we are seeing just how solid this team is, just how confident they are, just how much this team can hang in there and battle with these other teams when they can play the play style that they want to. And I don't know if you guys heard, but Division 3 drop code has just been announced. So as things get ready to go here, I would suspect we have just a few more minutes until that drop does kick us off. Until then, we'll continue to talk a little bit, to relate, and continue to kind of give you guys some updates on how the GOATs are doing, as they are still in their drop. And the Division 2 drop code has just been made live as well. So
Division 1,
and of course, as these games get started, we will of course then go back to watching Fortnite and give you guys all of the live commentary and goodness that, of course, you hopefully tune into the stream to see and would like to see. Sorry, a little refuel, y'all. I have to apologize that I'm a little sick. I was recovering from a little sickness, so you guys hear some sniffles, a little congestion in the old throat. I apologize. I'm gonna make it crystal clear. But very important that I'm still here for you guys. I'm going to continue to power through to watch these Fortnite drops, to watch and host and cast and all of the fun stuff that I do for all of the streamers here at Valhallan Campo. And finally, to hopefully take my own team to a banner. Because, man, we are in a drought and we need one bad. It looks like there are now 9 people left. And I don't actually think that they were in drop, as their drop code just got posted. Yes, they were not in drop. They were just in a normal lobby. So, excuse me a little bit for that. But obviously, does not matter, as it was some content for us to watch. And those guys were doing well. So, we get things ready to go here. I know that the Capybaras are going to be rooting for a little bit of a better performance than they did in the earlier drop that we got to watch. Now, that is not me saying by any means that 10th place with 4 kills, 6 kills, 5 kills, I don't know exactly how many. However many kills, more than 2. is bad by any means. That is the absolute opposite case. They still did very good. Still are holding on, still fighting for that banner. But with how much we've seen these guys perform, with how well we've seen them perform, consistent, really, we've seen them perform, we expect the Corrupt Capybaras to do very well, to try and climb mountains to secure this banner, not only for themselves, but for Coach Kyle. And I can tell you guys, this is me speaking for him because I heard him say it earlier myself. Coach Kyle is beyond proud of how every single one of these teams has done this season. He feels that this is one of the best Fortnite seasons overall there has been. I know he says that all the time, and I'm sure you're going to hear him say that when he comes up here and when we chat. Yes, he's very proud. We are all very proud here of how everyone has done. So, of course, we're a little biased. We're going to root. We hope you guys are biased too. Root for players here. Let's root for the Valhallan Campbell teams, and let's hope that they can do well. Chef Jack is just in here. That's who you saw me wave to. Chef Jack looks like he's ready to go, locked in. Grab him a little refresher. Hopefully, Chef Jack and Zarek can find a very good drop number 2 and maybe can put some chaos tides in their favor. Maybe can climb up a little bit. I don't know what they got in drop 1, but I know that those guys are going to be hungry, that they're going to be ready to go, trying to do anything they can to put the tides back in their favor to make sure that they do well. And that's the most important thing. These players never give up. They keep pushing. They keep trying. They continue to play the game. They continue to get better. They continue to learn. They continue to grow. They do anything and everything to make themselves better people. That's the most important part. Make themselves better people.
Two minutes.
I would anticipate, if you just heard that announcement, that Div 2 is going to be dropping in 2 minutes. That Div 3 is starting in just about another minute or two. 2 minutes. We got the live update. Didn't even have to speculate. 2 minutes until our Division 3 drop. And I would suspect that our Division 1 drop will happen in 5 minutes. Don't even have to speculate, man. This is making my job too easy tonight, y'all. No speculation here. We are ready to go. 2 more minutes. That's all we have to wait for some intense Fortnite action to hopefully see the Corrupt Capybaras perform well. Hopefully, maybe an early prediction of them taking home that banner. That's what's important. I know they're hyped up. I know Gavin and Cohen both want this banner. I know they're hungry for it. I know they feel like they put in all this hard work, and it would be a shame, to not have their hard work paid off. But they are working hard. They're ready to go. And then about a minute now, we will hopefully see all that hard work pay off. Never mind, we have a delay. We have a couple more minutes until then. So, just another few minutes. No expectation of that delay of when things are going to be back, but that's okay. Of course. Let me see if I can actually get you guys an update here. Let me take a little peek. See. No, I have no info on delay, so nothing quite there yet. We are just waiting for that Div 1 and Div 3 drop code. We could expect, maybe with or without that delay, the Div 3 could drop any minute now. And maybe now we're seeing that delay happen live here as Div 3 is just going to take an extra couple minutes. Maybe we're going to try and sync up the drops here. That could very well be the case. Maybe all of our teams are going to drop at a very similar time within a minute of each other, so that is very important. And I know you guys can see, or you guys can't see, maybe can hear, but Coach Kyle going around, giving his last minute words of advice, making sure that everybody's ready, everybody's having fun, everybody's locked in. Something that Coach Kyle preached about early on in practice today was making sure everybody was locked in, making sure that everybody was ready, was trying their best. As even if he doing 0 banners, I think Coach Kyle would say this himself. Even if he wins 0 banners, as long as he sees growth, he's proud of all of the students here. So, of course, though, you guys know all of the coaches are very competitive. We all want to win, so. And it looks like here maybe just a minute or two until all of the drops are going to get started here. So soon as I get the update that the matches have started, of course, we will switch on over and watch some high quality Fortnite for you guys. Just waiting to get things started, and it looks like, unfortunately, none of our teams that we're watching tonight are Division 2, but Division 2 has just started their drop. So a huge shout out, huge good luck to all of the Division 2 teams we have. I think we have 2 or 3 here. So good luck to those guys. Hopefully they can lock in. Hopefully they can perform. Maybe get a victory royale in the new season in the final week here. Just another minute or two for Division 3 and Division 1. And it looks like you guys might have heard it, but Division 3 is dropping. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to watching high quality Fortnite action. This, if you are just now tuning in, is the final week of the season here for Fortnite builds. This is the team of the corrupt Capybaras, the Division 3 frontrunners of Gavin and Cohen, aka Split Potato and Novel Movie, and they are ready to go as we see them catching the surf into the map here. And just surfing they go into the air. Gonna try and land again pretty early here. It doesn't really surprise me, as the middle of the map is very hard to get to without that bus. Quite challenging to get good drops here, and it looks like they're actually gonna verge off a little bit. Don't want to take an early engagement as their original latte landing, I assume that the name of that POI is crowded. They wanted to make sure they had guns before they potentially tried to contest, and here they go. Split Potato and Novel Movie gonna try and find an early duo wipe to give them the confidence boost that they need. As Gavin already gets shot once here. Cohen now joining. We don't know exactly where that shot came from, but they do find it, and Cohen is going to find the first knock, and they're going to find the elim here. Now they're going to build up, try to use some of these shields, try to buy themselves just a little bit of time before they can find the other player here. And they do find him, although Gavin takes a lot of damage, but Cohen is going to find the elim. And now, actually, they're not in Latte. They're at a POI next, or not a POI next to it, a little building next to it. As they take very good engagement there. And these guys have to be feeling good, have to be confident about how that their drop has started. Let me see, it looks like Gavin here is going to take the iron pump shotgun. And now they're going to pick this building dry. This poor office building will be no longer. And these guys are going to continue to play solid, fundamental Fortnite here. And it looks like Gavin does take an eye on someone, does land quite a bit of damage, and Cohen's going to find the shotgun shot that eliminates the player. A quick 3 kills for the corrupt Capybaras. And let's see how many they can add to their score sheet for this drop. Now, comms are going to take effect here. They're going to try and get things sorted out. Going to try and get their loadouts sorted. Going to try and get everything ready to go. Right, both of these players are just about to max everything they can be before they start to push. Try to take engagements here. So we're going to see we're going to see, not Matthew, oh gosh. We're going to see Gavin pick up that med kit, but Cohen is not at 100 health. So again, we talk about that interesting play of just not using the resources when you have them. Gonna fire a couple shots in the bush here, make sure they don't take any unnecessary damage, make sure they don't get caught out unnecessarily. Gavin maybe see someone on top of the building in front of them. They're gonna try and take that engagement. It looks like they might just decide to run away. Should they kind of looped a little bit? They haven't decided on anything. No, it looks like they are going to decide now to get out. Don't want to take the engagement. And taking a look at Cohen's loadout here, now looking at Cohen's perspective, it's very interesting, again, why they're just not using that med kit. Although we do see another new item in Cohen's loadout there. And I have no idea what item that is. So that is something that we will have to keep an eye on. Oh, actually, I think that's the laser cannon. I don't know exactly what it's called, but shoots like an electric ray out. We'll have to see when he actually uses that. See if I. Oh, we saw it there for a second. It was the arc something. I missed it. The arc lightning gun. I was so close. I was so close. I didn't know the name of that gun, and I was so close. I'm disappointed that I couldn't just guess that, but. And it looks like here they do see a couple shots in front of them. They're running towards this blimp. Could decide to take an engagement here. Someone with that Enforcer AR in purple does have quite a bit of range. Now, obviously, doesn't have a sight or anything on it, so they're going to still have to be careful a little bit, but they do see players very close. They're going to have to decide here whether they want to take this engagement or not. As it looks like maybe this team's going to try and get in the hot air balloon. And now, now it's just a bad time in my opinion. Now it's a bad time to be using this medkit. If they want to take this engagement, they should have already engaged. And now they're going to waste, even though it was a couple seconds, they're going to waste an extra 2 seconds and have to have Cohen heal up instead of just pushing. And now this team might have gotten away on this hot air balloon because they had to waste those 2 seconds. Just, I don't know if it's a comms issue or if it's just a change in the season, but just a simple error that is unnecessary in my opinion. Luckily, though, it doesn't matter because Cohen and Gavin are going to combine to find another Elim. And they're currently at 4 as a team. Cohen has 3 himself. Gavin carrying 1 of those. So this team combines for kills very well. Very good at making sure they're shooting the same target and that they're ready to go. And we see Cohen with the legendary iron pump shotgun. So that is going to be massive here. As these guys get into close combat engagements into this mid and late game. They're going to have that completely covered. And we see Cohen's loadout here is stacked. Obviously, we see the arc lightning gun. That's weird that it's just called the arc lightning gun. And then we see the purple enforcer and the legendary iron pump. So very good loadout here from Cohen. And he has that wingsuit. Let's go back to Gavin's perspective here. Gavin's loadout, not as good, still very good, carrying quite a bit of heals, has those shockwaves if he needs to use them in a pinch, and has a green iron pump and a green enforcer. So trying to get some more mats in the area, trying to loot up a little bit more, get some more of that ammo. It looks like these guys might just hold this little hut that they have here. No, that's the Deadeye, excuse me. There's the Enforcer. You guys will have to excuse me. I'm gonna mix those up for like the next week or two, and then I'll get it. And then I'll get it. And it looks like here maybe they want to go up on the mountain as the crate is dropping in up there. Maybe they could go for that. Hard to say exactly. Although a couple shots potentially southwest of them. Have to be careful of that as they continue to push west here. And this little log cabin resort at the top of the mountain here. When they find a couple shots, Gavin can't find the knock. Actually, he does with the last shot that he lands on him. And now going to shockwave in. Going to try and take some height. Lands 38, but can't get more shots off from a shotgun. Hits 45 through the air. Can they find the knock? They do! As Gavin finds the Elim from the wingsuit. And now this team is carrying 6 kills already. And Gavin and Cohen are back to firing on all cylinders. They knew a 10th place drop wasn't like them, and they are not satisfied with that performance. And we are seeing them be, honestly, maybe a little angry with how they performed in that last placement. As they take control of this game, little by little here. We're going to see the swap. Actually, we're going to see a swap of weapons here. Maybe going to try and balance out the loadouts a little bit. As things continue to progress here, these guys have high ground, are in the circle. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. Excuse me. And really do have some time. They could just sit and wait a little bit, try to see where this zone rotates to. Actually, it looks like here they might try and find another kill as they see a player go right into that bush. They don't take any shots quite yet. Gonna try push down the mountain a little bit. And actually, Gavin does land a shot for 22. He lands another one. We do see the shockwave come out. And Gavin finds the one that's stuck behind the tree, but he has to reload his gun, and Cohen hasn't found any shots, but it doesn't matter because Gavin is going to be the one that finishes the kill. He's going to finish the knock, I guess I should say. He's going to chase after to make sure he can get that elim. And Corrupt Capybaras make it 7 elims for them so far. As they continuously perform well. There are 25 players left. 23, not counting the Corrupt Capybaras. And we are not taking our eyes off of them this drop. They have performed phenomenally. The game is in their hands right now. Their fate is in their hands. And that's the way you want it. They are, especially Gavin here, trying to maximize his medal. Wants to make sure he's in a good position. These guys are just playing phenomenally. Firing on all cylinders here. Gavin still definitely in the hunt for a better Deadeye assault rifle here. Wants to try and up that rarity, but gonna continue to hold on to the green for now until he can find something. As the circle does push away from them a little bit now. They still have quite a bit of time here. And that is going to push Gavin up to 500 metal. We've got max wood, max metal. Very good position on brick as well. And these guys continue to play fundamental Fortnite here. There's 22 people left, 20. Not counting the Corrupt Capybaras. And now it looks like they might start to make their push into the circle here. Have to beware as they do run into some loot. And Gavin is actually able to find a better Deadeye there. And Cohen prefers the Enforcer, so he's going to continue to hold on to that one. Going to take some shots through the bush. I'll run into it, make sure no one's lurking in there. Just going to continue to kind of slowly make their way to circle here. They really don't have far to go, so don't have any pressure to put themselves in a bad spot here. So Cohen finds another big. That puts them up to 2, and their loadouts are getting hand-picked here as he finds his 3rd. And now they have to be feeling confident, have to be comfortable with their loadouts, and have to be ready to go. They're going to have to go as the storm on their backs a little bit. Still no worries. So I do see some engagements, some shots fired on the visual audio indicator. Maybe southwest of them. They see a reboot there. I don't think they're going to have time to get in it without potentially taking some of that damage. No. Actually, I'm incorrect. Just on the edge of zone here. As they decide to check it. Maybe going to take a no, decide not to. Just going to rotate up to the building. And decide to pop the tires here. Such a big brain play from Gavin and Cohen here. They really make sure that they are maximizing their chances to perform well. 16 players left. 14 not counting Corrupt Capybaras. They are doing very well here. Cohen is max of every material type. When anticipate Gavin is not far behind. And Storm right on their backs. They don't take any damage from it, but there is some players right to their right. And it looks like they decide not to take that engagement. We're going to see Cohen use a shockwave to get himself out of the circle here. Maybe you can see a couple shots into the Storm, as it looks like he is, but he can't find any. Going to use another shockwave. And now we're seeing Capybaras get a little separated. One's up high and one's down low. Although still not really taking any bullet damage, just taking some damage from the Storm. But they're still catching players out. It looks like Gavin now going to use that wingsuit. Cohen, unfortunately, is going to have to use his shockwaves, but does a phenomenal job at carrying his momentum. Although he gets caught in some bad builds. He's going to use another shockwave to group up with his teammate. But it doesn't matter because Gavin does his job and finds a knock. And Cohen accidentally falls back down to where he once was. It's just going to try and build for height here. As Cohen finds a knock there on one. Can they find the pressure to find the other? They get caught out a little bit. They do get the elim. Now 8 kills for this team. And it looks like a little miscomm here, as Cohen takes quite a bit of damage, and his build gets knocked out from below him, and he gets knocked down below. Now we'll switch to Gavin's perspective here as he tries to find a kill with the player using the wingsuit, but can't find it. And I just don't think that Gavin is going to have the time to get the res onto Cohen. But it looks like they're going to go for it anyway. Going to take quite a bit of damage from this Storm. Now, luckily, both of them do have movement items, so they will have to use them right away. But man, so much damage. They're going to decide to med up here. And then right now, the med kit is out ticking that Storm, so they can get back up to full, or all but full, and then go. We're going to see the wingsuit instantly get Gavin back into a safe area here. Cohen in a safe area as well, although they're a little separated. Need to make sure they can group back up. Cohen doing his best to make sure he can get to his teammate here, and he does, as now pressure has calmed down a little bit, although they do have to take an engagement right here, and we see that arc lightning gun absolutely destroy the build and do quite a bit of damage. But Gavin is going to get knocked to the Storm here, and Cohen is going to fall as well. A 4th place finish with, I want to say, maybe 9 kills. So huge shout out to those guys. What a performance. And we're going to take a quick one swap over to see if any of our other teams are still alive. So let's tune into the chefs first. It looks like the chefs have been eliminated, so let's tune into famous people and see if they're still alive. As it looks like maybe they are here. And that is all up to Brady here. Although it's not in an ideal situation, but gonna continue to play this Storm, to play this circle rotation. Gonna try and find a couple shots. Only lands 1 for 22. Gonna try and use some natural cover here, although gets laser beamed. Takes a huge 25, goes down to 25 health. Has control of the zone, though. Doesn't have to worry about anything quite yet. Right on the edge there. You can just be patient here and wait for some of these teams to whittle themselves down to try and maximize placement point here. Brady doing everything he can to make sure that he hangs in there. But only 5 players left, 4 not counting Brady. You know that these teams are on the hunt, wanting to secure a victory royale here in this Division 1. As Brady is watching the madness unfold around them. And that circle, that storm is starting to move here, so Brady's going to have to make a decision, and it's going to have to be quick. He does have a wingsuit, but Brady's just going to play the quiet game. Although has to go up a mountain, does do it well, but has no mats left. Gets shot in the back. Luckily, doesn't take a lot of damage here. Tries to find a spleef. Doesn't look like the player was on that platform anymore. 4 players left, 3 not counting Brady. 3 players left, 2 not counting Brady. And I would assume that it's a 2v1. And just like that, Brady is going to get knocked and take second place for the famous people. But we have the corrupt Capybaras coming up for an interview. So let's talk to them and see how they're feeling. And first up, we have Gavin. Gavin, talk to me a little bit about how you're feeling after the performance tonight.
A little, like, I don't know, overwhelmed.
A little overwhelmed. So talk to me a little bit about that. Was it all of the changes? Was it the new season? Was it just the pressure? What
The
really?
new season and the pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, obviously, as things change and seasons change, there's a lot of learning curve. And can you talk to me a little bit about the learning curve and how much time you specifically really had to try and learn the new season and try to make yourself ready for tonight?
We didn't have long to learn about this season. We just had to practice together. And that's what we did around some Thanksgiving break. And yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to hear a little bit about now. You talked about that pressure. You talked about that overwhelmness, but a 10th place and a 4th place. Talk to me a little bit about how you're feeling with those performances and if you're liking your chances to potentially take home that banner.
I don't know.
Simple enough, fair enough. Obviously, you guys are just hoping, just rooting for yourselves. Have to be feeling pretty okay about your performances tonight, though, even with all of that external stress. And finally, Gavin, we've followed you guys quite a bit this season. You guys have continued to do well. So, is there any final words you want to get off your chest? Anything you want to say to me, say to your coaches, say to the people that kind of sum up how you think you did this season?
I think I did pretty good.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, Gavin, congratulations on a good season. And, of course, I think all of the coaches will be rooting for you, and hopefully you guys will take home that banner. So thank you so much.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. And next up, we're going to get his teammate, Cohen, is going to come up into the booth. Cohen, welcome to the booth. And how are you feeling after those drops tonight?
Pretty good. The first drop I got caught, and then he had got to carry a little bit more and got one more kill before we got eliminated. And the second game was really good, and I liked that game, and I think that was a great way to finish the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked to Gavin a little bit about, some feelings of overwhelmness and stress and all about that. Can you talk to me a little bit about potentially if you were feeling any of those things, and then what a season change in the very end of the Valhallan competition season looks like for you guys, and what that can really do to impact the way that you guys play?
Well, the season change was probably for the worse. The season's okay, but the map layout from the last season to the new season just threw me off guard, and it's way bigger. I was pretty stressed, but then I got helped, and now I was better for the second game.
Absolutely. And now you guys performed very well. Obviously, a 10th and a 4th place, both with a numera kills. Not that I too many that I don't know either of them. But so you guys favorites for the banner all season, maybe still favorites now. Is there any last words, anything you want to say to me, to your coaches, to the people out there, to let the world know how you feel after this season?
I feel really good, and I think we got it.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said any better myself. I think you should be proud of yourself. Keep your head out high, and either way, I think all of the coaches, myself included, will be hoping that you guys take home that banner. So congratulations on a big night tonight. Congratulations on a phenomenal season, and well, we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and then I'm also arguably going to get the maestro to come up here, the laser beam as we call him. Good old Zarek is going to join me in the booth. Now, Zarek, we didn't get to watch too much of your guys' gameplay, but talk to me a little bit about how you guys did and what you're feeling after the night tonight.
A lot better than every other drop so far. 12th and 7th.
Okay, much better than you guys have done in the past. And now I really want to talk about you guys, very good at Fortnite. There's no question. Very analytical about the game. We saw you guys struggle a little bit with the style of gameplay that the Simpsons season made you guys do. And now this map a little bigger, a little more in the long range. Are we seeing some of that old Zarek and Jack form, or is that what we're getting back to? Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, actually, because in the Simpsons season, we got like 0 kills probably every game. This time, first game we got 5 kills, all Jack. I assisted, but, you know.
Yeah, assists count, y'all. Assists count.
And then second game, I actually got a kill. Jack got 1 or 2. I forget. Yeah, it's a lot better far range. Far.
And now I want to talk to you a little bit about what the season changes kind of do to you as a player. Now, we know you as someone that is very good with aim, kind of prefers that middle to long range engagements. And coming from a very aggressive season to now this kind of more traditional season, I would say, map size and everything, and really being able to kind of flourish here, what adaptations are you doing early on, as early as the day the season comes out, to make sure that you're ready to go, not only for competition going on in here, but just to make sure you're ready to play the game at a high level?
Get used to longer range fights again, because a month it was basically all close range.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Try to practice with the sniper a bit more, because I'm usually able to hit some, like during practice today. Quick scope someone that was driving in the car. I didn't even find one during drop. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, get better with that, and use the Deadeye more.
And now, I wasn't able to ask the Corrupt Capybaras it, but you guys are different. You and Chef Jack are in a picture to potentially go to Florida for the national championship and potentially qualify for that. And assuming you guys continue to perform well, continue to play well, that is very much in the cards. So if an opportunity like that is possible, what are you and Jack going to make sure that you guys maximize the opportunity to potentially go there and continue to play the Fortnite that we saw early on in the season from you guys?
I mean, I would have to ask Jack that same question, but
Absolutely. Well, Derek, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on, seems like finding your form again. Obviously, you know, one drop is, it's very hard to adapt that quick and make those changes, but it seems like you guys are in the right direction. And of course, anytime we can, we'll be up here rooting for you and hoping you guys do well. So thank you so much.
Yep, thank you.
All right, and it looks like I'm going to have one more player before I get to talk to the old coach himself. But before that, I'm going to get Miko up into the booth. Miko, you're going to have to lower that mic because, oh man, that thing is covering your face. But Miko, we didn't get to see a lot of your guys' drops tonight. Now, we got to see a little bit of drop 1 and the very end of drop 2. But can you talk to me a little bit about how the famous people performed tonight?
Drop 3 was pretty good, I'd say. I died pretty early on, so I was spectating Brady most of the match, and he did really good.
Yep.
He didn't get too many kills, but he went for placement and did second. So that's really good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've kind of asked everybody about it, but I want to get your opinion. The season has changed. Now we're at a brand new season, and this was your guys' only drop with this new season. And obviously it happened very recently, and what are you and Brady doing to not only adapt to the new season, but also maybe find your old style of play? Obviously, we know you guys are kind of in that middle to long range preferred combat as well. So, are you liking the season so far? Is it more towards your style? How are things going so far?
We're definitely liking the season because the new AR is really good, and I don't think there's more rare chests, but it feels like it. And yeah, a lot of rare chests will have the new AR, and it'll obviously, since it's a rare chest, it'll have purple or gold AR, which does really good at long range.
Absolutely, absolutely. And finally here now, you guys still very much in a picture here to go to Florida. Now, of course, that is far down the road, so let's not anchor on that too much, but with the new season and with hopefully these kinds of more traditional seasons of Fortnite, what are you and Brady going to do to continue to lock in to try to maximize your odds to get that trip?
Try to keep a good drop spot, not change anything up too much. Not push too many fights, mostly take medium to long range, like, pickoffs. And I don't know, that's pretty much it.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, hey, if you guys have a style and it works, don't fix it, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, Mikio, congratulations on some good drops tonight. Of course, we'll be rooting for you guys as you guys continue to progress, and hopefully you're satisfied, and of course, we'll hopefully see you in the near future.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. And now I get the final. The coach gets to make his way up here. Good old Coach Kyle.
What a beautiful night
for
Fortnite.
I think for once, Coach Kyle has to raise the mic himself.
It's always rare. It's like, dang, I'm not that tall. Coach Christian, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you doing after a phenomenal night of Fortnite?
What a season. What a season. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
I'm cheesing because, man, this was a season and a half. It felt like I saw growth from a crazy amount of teams. We saw some great team fights. I saw some awesome communication. We've been through another map change in the finals. Listen, Valhallan,
that's
League,
3.
I need you to look at me. Can we stop?
Yeah, all I'm saying is
Stop,
that is
please.
3 seasons, 3 map changes in one competition season.
I'm cool with that, but then let's not change it
That's
the day before the
that's
last
too
two
many.
drops
That's
of
too many.
finals.
That's a lot.
Gavin is like, I had a plan, I had a strategy, and I'm like, I did too, buddy. Oh no, but it was awesome. I like I said, I'm thrilled this season. I told all the boys at the beginning of practice, I'm like, guys, like, this is the best season of Fortnite, and I feel like I say that every season, and every season I'm right. It seems like we keep going forward.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm excited.
And I want to talk a little bit about Gavin and Cohen, as you mentioned.
Yes.
They played phenomenal. I mean, 10th place with I think like 4 kills or something, 3.
Yep,
and
3
then
kills.
4th place with like 9 or
9
something.
kills.
So
Yeah, 9 kills.
They played very well. Obviously, they were in a very good running to take home that banner. So, what did you see change-wise that you have to make with them coming into the winter season, and what are you looking forward to continue to see those guys do?
Well, I mean, let's talk about that first drop, because like I know you're saying it's good. I'm not thrilled with that first drop.
Okay.
And you know what? They weren't thrilled with it either. And it was one of those things where we had a conversation afterwards, because Cohen and Gavin both were like, oh, like you could tell.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where this is really their first time competing at this level, and the nerves are getting to them a little bit, right? Like there's that lights too bright kind of a moment. And some good advice, I think, maybe if you're going to play on this level of a stage, was something Cohen and I had a conversation about. But I'm like, dude, I need you to be more excited about playing than you are afraid of losing.
Yeah.
And that's really what it was. Like, you saw there was some communication breakdowns, there was some poor fights, there was some poor rotations in map 1, and that's the bad job, which I love, is like Cohen and Gavin's quote unquote bad game, which it wasn't, is a 10th place with 3 kills, right? But you could tell the difference of the two of them talking to each other, taking fights and rotating. And so like for us, and it's not even just a Gavin and Cohen thing necessarily, it's a thing for all of the players when they get to that stage and they're competing for a banner and they know they're competing for a banner. You have to work your way through it. And I know that I feel like you and I have talked about this before, but that's an experience thing, that you have to stand in front of the bright lights.
Unfortunately, no one can face that pressure other than you and your teammates.
Exactly. And it's not something that I can teach, right?
No.
Like you can't teach grace under pressure unless you've been under
You
pressure.
get flashbacks.
Yeah, right. It's like, that's exactly what it is. But you can tell like the difference between drop 1 for them and
Absolutely.
the difference between drop 2 for
Even
them
in their
is
gameplay, I could tell.
massively,
Yeah.
right? And that's the kind of stuff that like when we talk about Valhallan being focused on the kids rather than on the game, that's the kind of stuff that we're talking about, right? And I loved it because like they're talking to each other, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we are enjoying ourselves, right?
Yep.
And that's important. Like as weird as it sounds, fun gives you a competitive edge,
Absolutely.
right? If you're loose and you're enjoying it and you enter that flow state, as opposed to being like,
Yeah.
it's a huge difference competitively.
And Gavin actually came up here and said that he was feeling a lot of pressure and was feeling a lot of stress. So
yeah.
whatever that conversation in between games obviously worked because again, just in their gameplay, we saw two completely different players.
Well, and it's so funny. I love Gavin so much because he's so locked in, right? Like he reminds me of like we talked about at the beginning of practice. He comes in with 3 hoods on and his puffer jacket, but he's not, his arms aren't through the sleeves. It's like a cape. And I'm like, dude, you look like you're going to compete for the welterweight title in the UFC. Like, I need you to stop aura farming with your hood up. But like, Gavin is so locked in. We had a conversation. And finally, at one point, I'm like, he's still, you can see the tenseness. And I finally just grabbed the back of his chair. I'm like, we outside, Gavin. And Gavin's like, I hate you so much. But like, it's that little smile. He's like, all right, fine. I guess I'll have a little bit of fun, you giant dork. But like, that's the kind of stuff that you need to do because it's like he's so locked in, and that's a great thing, right? Same with Cohen too, so locked in. He's got your stream pulled up. He's watching the replay. Yeah, he
so
is.
funny.
Literally, he died and then rewound, and I'm watching him watch. I'm like, Cohen, step outside with me.
That's
Let's
so
take a breath.
funny.
Let's take the I love. There's a point where it's like that's too much, and we're at too much right now.
Yeah.
But that shows the dedication, right? So the dedication is there, the discipline is there, the willingness to improve is there. The only thing now is the thing that you and I both know we can't give them, which is you have to face those bright lights and you have to figure out mentally what it takes to get through that. And I'm going to be there, but that's a you lesson.
That is a you battle.
That's a you lesson. So
and now. Talking about a lot of the topics, I want to talk about the other two teams tonight, the Chefs and Famous People.
Fantastic.
Seems like maybe both found their old selves, both finding that mid to long range combat season again and finding their form. And getting to talk to Zarek and Miko both kind of agreed that it seems like they're performing better. And if you want to talk about battling the lights, those Florida lights are going to be a completely different battle.
Intense, yeah. But it was one of those things where I genuinely think, like you said, like the long range game, we did like half an hour of map analysis that I do it every time we do it. I think it's what makes us competitive as a team. And I looked at Zarek and I was like, buddy, Christmas came early. They gave you an AR with a red dot sight and a longer range map. And shocker, him, Brady, Jack, Sean, all of my like team members that really love a long to mid-range engagement with time to set up good attacks and then push on, immediately upscale, right? And I think part of that's the map, and because now they're like, oh, I don't have to keep racing around and trying my best to hit whatever. So yeah, I was very happy.
Zarek came up here and told me he was practicing quick scopes with the sniper in the warm-ups today, which
that sounds like
I was like, I mean, you know, if that makes you hit shots, brother, do what you gotta do.
I mean, again, literally, one of the things that I love is I'm like, Zarek, buddy, like just like if I can frag out with that weapon, I am not a good shot in this game, by the way. It is not my skill set nearly as much. But like I came in, I'm like, I'll practice a little bit. Dropped like 14 kills in a victory royale my first game back, and I'm like, oh,
well, and
Zarek is gonna crack with this guy.
And Zarek, arguably, I would say, is probably the most disciplined, the most like one of the most dedicated. Like he knows when he needs to turn it on, and he does very well.
Yep. And that's the thing, like all of those kids that you've mentioned, right? Famous People, the Chefs. One of the really awesome graces that they have gotten is tons of on-stage experience at the highest level, right? Like Zarek has won a banner. Brady has won a banner. Jack is right now in contention to win a banner and has been in contention to win a banner like 4 times already throughout his career. So those are kids who have stared at the lights and been like, cool, I don't have to blink, which is great. And I also think that's part of it too, is like that's where the professional experience comes in.
Absolutely. So. Well, Coach Kyle, congratulations on some good Fortnite tonight. Obviously,
man.
of course, I know, even though I don't.
I know.
Even though I don't want you to.
I have to
Yeah,
wait.
I hope
now.
you get your other banner. I hope Division 3
Thank
comes
you,
through.
Thank you. I do too.
I hope they secure it. So,
All I can think about is that Vine where he's like, I can't call it. I can't call it. And I'm like, I can't. So we have to wait. But
Yep.
long story short, I'm very proud of the Fortnite everybody
Absolutely.
played. So,
I couldn't agree more.
Coach Christian, thank you again, man.
Thank you
much
very much.
appreciated.
All right. Oh my gosh. Well, that is going to be it for us here at Valhallan Camp Hill. Season winds down more and more. Things are becoming more and more intense. Fortnite builds is over for the fall, but not over for forever. We'll be back very soon with more Fortnite. We'll be back tomorrow with more Fortnite, but zero builds. So until tomorrow, for myself, Coach Christian, and everybody here at Valhallan Camp Hill, thank you guys so much, and good night, everybody.